You are watching Fugitive Red Eye, and the following video doesn't contain much as far as new content goes. Really, there's just this intro, the outro, and there's one newly recorded segment because I didn't have footage of that part of my collection. But essentially, this is just sort of a marathon to show my entire South Park collection all in one convenient video. Obviously, I keep updating my collection, so it will get bigger than this even. But for the new subscribers who haven't seen all my South Park collection videos, I've compiled them all into one easy video so you don't have to go digging through all the DVD collection videos to find them. All the original videos are, of course, still up there because I don't believe in taking down videos. Even if they're really shitty. If anything, I may unlist them, but that very rarely happens. But I'm getting off topic. Let's get into my South Park collection. Here is Season 1. There's the back of it. There's the spine for no particular reason. There's Ike, Cartman from Weight Gain 4000, Chef and Leanne from Cartman's Mom is a Dirty Slut, and then there's that. And the spine once again, not a big deal. Satan and Jesus from Damien. But that's from Damien, that's when Kenny gets turned into a duck. There's Kenny again with chickenpox from, well, chickenpox. Here's Season 2. Season 2, the DVD set. This is the special version that came with the unaired pilot disc, which I will show in a little bit. As you can see, there's the back of it with the evil Cartman and Stan and Kyle from the other dimension and Spooky Fish. This Crabtree, Mr. Mackey, School Bus, episode list, Chicken Fucker, Cheesy Poofs, Roger Ebert should lay off the fatty foods. There's disc 3, so on to next season. Oh, and there's that hooker thing. I forget her name, but she's the one who gives her parents herpes. So this is actually the season with chickenpox, not the previous one, so my mistake. Now, Season 3 I bought used at a pawn shop, so it doesn't have the sleeve, so not going to be having that. Other than that, there's the inside of the case. More of the inside of the case. You know, I gotta say, I actually really enjoy Seasons 1 through 3. I don't know why Matt and Trey don't consider them great, but I do. But yeah, there's the Chin Pokemon cover. Like I said, I don't have the actual sleeve because I got this at a pawn shop. I bought some of these new, some of these used, a little bit here, a little bit there, so there's kind of a variety of different stuff. Now, see, I think at one point I did have Season 4, but actually I haven't been able to find it for like a year or two, so not sure if I even had it to begin with. I know Snowman has it, but I'm probably just going to have to rebuy it. And I hope I didn't cover the mic at all this video, because that's what's causing the audio glitch on this tablet here. So, Season 5 is the only way you can watch the 3-band episodes, which is Super Best Friends, which is one of my favorite episodes. There's Callie. But yeah, there's Season 5. Now Season 6. Which is probably one of my favorite seasons. Has Professor Chaos, Simpsons Already Did It, and a lot of other great episodes. This was the season that Kenny wasn't present in until the final episode, which is Red Sleigh Down, so that's a picture of Red Sleigh Down. Yeah, this is pretty much Season 6. Other than that, on to Season 7, I guess. Don't know if I showed that or not, but there you go. Hope you enjoy this so far. Season 7, just a quick brief overview again. Pretty sure I got at least some of that in there, but yeah, there's Season 7, on to Season 8. Another great season, shows one of my all-time favorite episodes, Good Times with Weapons, which is the anime-themed episode. Not really much else to say about the season sets. There's their anime counterparts right there. I don't know if I'm going to go as in-depth, because this video is going to be really long if I end up showing each season individually, because I have a lot more than just these season sets. So there's Season 9, which has one of the only temporarily banned episode which was brought back into syndication, which is Trapped in the Closet, where they accuse Tom Cruise of being a homosexual, as well as insult Scientology. So, Trapped in the Closet is why Isaac Hayes left the show, even though he denies it. Season 10, which has the episode Make Love, Not Warcraft, where the characters are World of Warcraft characters, because they're playing World of Warcraft and they're getting killed by this guy who has no life. Then, there's the Dog the Bounty Hunter episode, Mrs. Teacher Bangs a Boy. There's the Spine, Go God Go. Then Season 13, which I was going to buy with the Professor Chaos code for the game, but I couldn't find one with the Chaos code, so I eventually just broke down and bought Season 13. I don't have Season 11, or Season 12, as a matter of fact. I will eventually be getting those, but at the moment I don't have them for some reason. But yeah, there's that. There's Mysterion from the first Coon. Fatbeard. Now season 14, which is again another one of my all-time favorite seasons. Again, I don't think there's a bad season of South Park. I actually really love the entire show, so that's the Coon characters from the Coon Saga. There's Kyle from It's a Jersey Thing. There's Barbara Streisand from the band two-parter, 200 and 201, which 201 is censored on this DVD release, and they left it that way because to prove a point, I think. Some comic book-looking stuff for the Coon Saga from Mintberry Crunch's comic. There's in, the hell is that? The Tale of Scrody McBoogerballs. And now there's a shadow on the screen. Oh, well. Alright, there's season 15, which has another great collection of episodes, as they all do. This is from the 1%. Anyway, there's Human Sentai Pad, which is, of course, a parody of the Human Centipede. There's Cartman from 1%. And, of course, the characters of Lemmywinks, the Frog King, Catatafish, and Lemmywinks from the sequel to Lemmywinks, which is Bass to Mouth. Season 16. The season which contains this episode, which is We Should Have Never Gone Ziplining. There's Cartman from Raising the Bar. There's Stan from Butterballs. And more from I Should Have Never Gone Ziplining. Again, I'm not going to go as in-depth because I don't want this video to be fucking long as hell. Now on to season 17, where they began shortening the seasons to 10 episodes a season and showing it all at once, rather than having 2 mid-seasons of 7 episodes each. This, of course, is from the famous Black Friday / Game of Thrones / Stick of Truth trilogy. That's Ike from Taming Strange. There's Edgar Allan Poe from Goth Kids 3, which is another one of my all-time favorite episodes. There's the grown man who's hanging out with a bunch of emo kids, or vampire kids, or whatever. Then there's Princess Kenny and a bunch of other shit. And there's George R.R. Martin, who, promises dragons. Now here's season 18. Now the interesting thing with this season, I decided to go with a continuity aspect on it this time. Everything's all continuous now. The episodes reference each other, and there's a bunch of stuff that is mentioned between episode to episode. I love this season, but it also contains my least favorite episode, and I'll go ahead and demonstrate here. I love most of the episodes in this season, with the exception, I still like the episode, but I don't particularly say it's one of my favorite, and that would be this two-parter here. You can't really see it from the angle, but hashtag rehash and hashtag happy holograms. It was all PewDiePie themed, and I don't know, it felt kind of dull and dragged on. I think it should have just been one episode. But that being said, overall a great season, and I like that they tied a lot of the plot together. The South Park movie, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. I have this on VHS and DVD, but I don't know where the VHS is, so here's the DVD. One problem with this DVD is I did buy it used, and it is scratched at the end. You can watch through pretty much all of the movie, but the ending gets cut short about a second short, so it's not that big a deal. I can get it repaired at a local game store, but for now I don't see the point. It still works really well other than that ending. Now here's Imagination Land, the movie. I bought this used as well. As you can see, it doesn't have the sleeve. Apparently this is an extended version of Imagination Land that isn't in the Season 11 set, which I also don't have, but from what I've seen, I can't tell what's different about it. If you know what's so extended about this, leave a comment below. Now we have The Passion of the Jew, which contains the episode of the same name, as well as a few other episodes, 3 total. The other 2 being Christian Rock Hard and Red Hot Catholic Love, all religious-themed episodes. So, very funny episodes, very good. I recommend it, obviously. Obsessed with collecting these, so I have a lot of sets that contain, because I have a lot of the seasons, but I also have a lot of sets that have the episodes on them too, mainly just because I like to collect different sets. So, next up we have the hits, and this doesn't have anything new other than the greatest hits, except for one little bonus feature that I feel is worth mentioning. Spirit of Christmas, the infamous shorts that started it all. Now, it only contains the second Spirit of Christmas, which is Jesus vs. Santa. It does not contain the first, but the first has not been released on home video, but it is on YouTube. The second is also on YouTube, but it's also in this hits collection, so that's nice to have. Now, The Cult of Cartman. This contains a lot of episodes uncensored here, but that are not uncensored anywhere else, such as Scott Tenorman Must Die and a few others. I mean, granted, There are still the uncensored version of the episodes on Hulu, because the one thing I like about Hulu is they do have the remastered uncensored versions of seasons 4 and up, so that's nice. But this was the original home release that contained many episodes that were previously censored. So, nice to have if you want to get some uncensored episodes that were previously censored. Now, this one I've shown and talked about a few times on this channel. And that is the unaired version of Cartman Gets an Anal Probe. It came with that Season 2 that I showed earlier. It was a Best Buy exclusive. I ordered it off eBay because it's kind of rare to get. If you can get your hands on this, I would definitely recommend it. It's not released any other way except for iTunes and Xbox. Or no, I think just iTunes. Just iTunes and Amazon Instant Video, maybe. Don't quote me on that. But that being said, this is really good to have. It's about 10 minutes longer than the original, or rather the TV version. This is the original. And it introduces Pip in a scene that was later put into An Elephant Fucks a Pig, or An Elephant Makes Love to a Pig, if you want to go by the official name, not the Matt and Trey name. Guess on to some more sets here. This one I've already shown a few times, but it's nice to have. Now for some volume sets. This is Volume 1, which contains the first 3 episodes of the series. These volume sets, there's no real reason to buy them other than to collect them if you already have the Season 1 set, because these sets contain all the same episodes that are in Season 1, so... I mean, the first 4 episodes, excuse me, there you go. Volume 2 contains the next 4, and I'll just show this real quick just to show what the volume discs look like. They all look like this shiny sheen on them, so... The Hits collection also, the discs look like this, so there you go. There's Mephisto. Now here's Volume 3, the next 4 episodes, ending with Tom's rhinoplasty and basically finishing off Season 1. I think there's maybe a couple more sets that are involved in Season 1, but it's... No, you're right. I'm incorrect here. There's actually, I believe, one more set of Season 1, Volume 4, which I don't have currently, but I will be getting at some point. Now for some compilation sets. This is Insults to Injuries, which contains a bunch of violent-themed episodes and insulting episodes like It Hits the Fan, which was the first episode they were allowed to say shit, and they said it 167 times, I believe. Cripple Fight, which was Jimmy and Timmy fighting. Timmy, come on. But, and Proper Condom Use, which has one of the most disgusting sex scenes I have ever seen. And, of course, Scott Tenorman Must Die. Now, here's the Chef Experience. This one I would recommend owning, even if you have the season sets, because it has this one here called Chef Behind the Menu, which is this fictitious documentary about Chef. It's a mockumentary about him, and this is the only place you can get it that I know of. So, and it has like a music video of Chef's chocolate salty balls, as well as an additional music video that, again, I believe is only included here. Now on to Ghouls, Ghosts, and Underpants Gnomes. This here is a set of Halloween-themed episodes, for the most part. Korn's Groovy Pirate Ghost Mystery, Spooky Fish, and Underpants Gnomes, and then Trapper Keeper. Now, Trapper Keeper has parodies of Akira, Terminator, and a lot of other shit in it. This is a good set to have if you just want to own a bunch of different themed episodes. I personally prefer to own the seasons, but like I said, I like to collect these as well, so... Here's the Volume 4 VHS, which contains Pink Eye and Damien. I believe that's the only episodes included with it. Because the VHSs contained a lot less. I bought most of these VHSs at a thrift store, because they had a bunch of them, so... Next up we have Volume 7, which contains Cartman's Mom is a Dirty Slut, and Cartman's Mom is Still a Dirty Slut, so... They don't include Terrence and Philip Not Without My Anus, because they wanted to keep the two-parter together, I guess. But yeah, there you go. Volume 8, which contains Chicken Lover and Ike's Wee Wee. So, there's that. Not really much else to say about it. Volume 9 I do not have a case for because it was given to me, so I don't have a case for it. Pretty much all there is to say about it. Now here's the Wave 3 screening copy. This one I've talked about before a little bit. It's a screening copy, meaning it wasn't made available to the general public. It was actually sent out to the stores to see if they wanted to feature South Park in their libraries. So this would be something that'd be sent out to, say, Blockbuster or something like that. This was not made readily available to the public, and I had to buy it on eBay. That does it for the episodes. Now for other stuff. Here's the Stick of Truth Grand Wizard Edition case. The game's not actually in there. I just keep the statue in here. I've got the game case over there. One moment. So there's the Stick of Truth. I can't wait till the fractured butthole comes out, but yeah. That's pretty much that for that. Now on to some other stuff. Here's the first South Park game on PS1. I have it on 64 as well, but I don't know where the blithering fuck I put it, so here it is on PS1, the first-person shooter game. And here's South Park Rally, a kart racer. This one I don't have on 64 yet, just on the PS1. I have all the South Park games except for Chef's Love Shack. I have Tenderman's Revenge and Let's Go Tower Defense Play, but they're both just on my 360 because they're digital, so I have no way of showing them. Alright, and there's a South Park Yahtzee set. Matt gave me these tapes of volumes 1, 2, and 3, which I did not previously have on VHS anyway. So I do, of course, want to thank Dozer Mac on getting those to me. Now, this one here is really interesting. I got this at FYE earlier today, and it claims to be the complete Series 4 on DVD with all 17 episodes. As you can see, there's pictures from Trapper Keeper and A Very Crappy Christmas, and if you turn it this way, you can see very clearly here that it says Cartman's Silly Hate Crime 2000, Tooth Fairy's Tats, Quintuplets, all episodes from Season 4. Now, one thing I do want to mention really quickly here is that in the US, we never call them Series 4. It's always Season 4. So that leads me to believe this is a foreign import of some sort. So probably British or Australian, just judging from what they tend to call them over there. This sticker here actually indicates that it was purchased at a thrift store and then sold to FYE, so interestingly enough, it says that it's all region, which leads me to believe it may or may not be a bootleg. I haven't the slightest idea. Now, it says it's PAL, which is actually the European broadcasting system, as opposed to the NTSC, which is what we use in the United States. That being said, when you take a look at the discs, you'll notice a little discrepancy with that. Now, this claims to be Season 4, but actually all of these episodes are from Season 3. Rainforest, Schmainforest, Spontaneous Combustion, Succubus, Tweak vs. Craig, Jack Officers, and then it just goes on. Sexual Harassment, Panda, Cat Orgy, Two Guys Naked in a Hot Tub, and these are all the volume sets. These are still from the UK or Australia or wherever it is they're from, mainly because they have the ratings from the other places, and they still have the all-region and everything, so. And then they got Shinpokomon, Starvin' Marvin in Space, Korn's Groovy Pirate Goes Mystery, all from Season 3, so a little bit of an odd thing here. I got South Park Chef's Love Shack, so now I have all the games. I finally found my copy of South Park 64. Here I have Season 12, which I previously did not have for some reason, as well as Season 4, same thing. And Season 11 as well. Now, I do own all of the season sets, yeah, so I have all of South Park now. So the other Best Buy I tried did have it. As you can see right now, it's only at Best Buy. It's going to be going everywhere else next month on the 16th, I believe. One thing I kind of want to point out is this case is partially lying. It says this is the first season that's serialized, which is incorrect because the 18th season did the same thing, and they just continued it with this one. Now, one thing I'm a little disconcerted about is it says season commentary instead of episode commentary, so I really hope that it's not just one continuous, it's just one commentary for one little brief one. I'm hoping they do commentary for each episode like they usually do, or a continuous commentary throughout, but I will update once I've watched it, so in about 5 seconds for you, but probably more like 30 minutes for me. Okay, so I just finished watching the commentary. They usually just did, 5-minute commentaries at the beginning of each episode. With this, they just kind of put all the episode commentaries together and made it its own thing. So it's basically the same thing, but in a way I actually kind of prefer it this way, just because you can watch the episodes individually and also watch the commentary without having it interrupt the episode. So that was a nice touch. I thought I'd be against it, but it turned out really well. Christmas Time in South Park, or Christmas in South Park. Christmas Time in South Park is actually a separate set, which I don't have yet. But this is actually my first exposure to South Park that I saw when I was very, very young, and still not allowed to watch the show. And in case you're new to the channel, I collect South Park like more than anything else. I collect pretty much every DVD set there is. But yeah, when I first saw this set, oh, that closed, oh well, whatever. When I first saw this set, it was at Danny's house when I was a little kid, Super Dantastic's house, and he had rented it from Blockbuster, and we both watched it, and that was my first time seeing South Park. And here we have another South Park winter-themed set, Winter Wonderland. There's the back of the case. And again, these discs are just kind of plain, kind of a silver color. I got here is South Park Season 20. There's the back of the case. There's the inner sleeve. I'm being kind of careful with this. I know they were allowed to show this on TV, but I'm super careful with that kind of stuff when it comes to YouTube, because you know how their community guidelines are. Again, same thing, I'm being careful. Butters has his dick out, just like in the show. There's the inner folds, there's the discs, and it appears that the art behind the discs is now identical to the art on the discs, so there's no real point showing that as well. Here again, not a DVD, but we have South Park, Chef Aid the album. As you can see by this sticker here, this is the extreme version, meaning it's uncensored. It has both the original stickers still on it, which I think I'm going to leave on it just because it's older. Other than the South Park songs and stuff like that, this is actually a pretty decent album overall. It even has a song that tells you the backstory of Kevin, Mephisto's little assistant. And there's the back of the little booklet. Here's the inside of the booklet. Then there's the credit pages. Here we have the South Park Season 1 commentary. This was originally going to be on the DVDs, but Paramount removed it because they wanted to censor it. And of course, Trey and Matt did not want to censor it, so they removed it and released it separately from the DVDs themselves. I do like the designs on the discs, though. There's disc 3 and 4, and 5. We have South Park the movie soundtrack. There's the back, there's the disc and the back of the booklet. Here's the inside of the booklet. Here's the reverse of that. Here's a Cartman plush I won in a claw machine years ago. Here we have Monty Python's Life of Python DVD set. This contains a documentary about Monty Python with some newly recorded sketches, and the reason it's included in this video, it contains an animated tribute from South Park. And what that is just a parody of the Dead Parrot sketch of Monty Python, but it's the Dead Friend sketch with Cartman, Kenny, and Kyle. Here we have The Aristocrats, which if you don't know is basically a movie talking about a famous joke. I honestly only got this for one sketch, and if you hadn't guessed, it is the South Park sketch that I bought this for. So that is my entire South Park collection. Let me know what you guys think. Also, let me know if you guys are interested in seeing more of these supercuts. I know they're kind of half-assed, and they seem like kind of a cop-out. But if people want them, I am willing to do more. Obviously, they don't replace any other videos, because all of my videos are done because I enjoy doing videos. And if people want it, I'm more than happy to continue doing this sort of content. If I do it, it will obviously be a once-in-a-while thing. I won't spam you guys with this shit. I have 2 more that I can already do. I can do one of my entire anime collection, and I can do one of my entire classic TV show collection. There are, of course, others. I can also refilm my anime collection to make it updated for this year, so it's a new video, but the same collection. Or I could just stick to the DVD collection updates, as I've been doing in the last few months. I could also film a couple other collection videos I have in mind that are themed collection videos that aren't necessarily updates, but they're things I've already had but haven't shown. Of course, let me know if you're interested in these collection videos or these marathon-type videos, or what you are interested in, and I'll be happy to help. Obviously, I want to make videos that I enjoy, and of course, videos that you enjoy watching. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of this, and what you'd like to see in the future. This has been Fugitive Red Eye, and you have a great day.
Subscribe to Fugitive Red Eye.